You're listening to Lane County Mugshots Uncensored, the podcast, with your host, Michael Weber.
Hey, what's going on, man?
And with him usually, Kevin Prachu.
Right there. Yep, he's here.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Good. I hear we got an exciting show coming up.
Well, maybe. We usually have at least a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
It's our 12th episode. It is June 6th already. We're
Wow.
I know.
Well, I mean, where is time going? I just like every time I turn around, it's
Heading into
the future.
Yeah, 4th of July will be here before you know it, and that's when basically the holidays get kicked off, as far as I know. So.
Oh yeah, 4th of July.
Yeah. All right, Mike, we've got an exciting podcast lined up here. We might have a call in. We'll see. We invited a guest to be on the show.
We did. He said he's going to be on, and many of you really enjoy watching his live streams.
Right.
That's all I can tell you.
That's all we can tell you. So if he calls in, we'll definitely we'll add him into the mix here. As we
will.
go.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get on with our usual topics, Mike. So let's go ahead without further ado.
We have topic. I mean, there was crime and stuff. I don't even know.
Yeah, there was. Oh, we first also need to mention, just so folks understand how they can be part of the show. So there's YouTube, where you could go and comment if you want to. You can also comment on Facebook, and those things show up on our screen and become part of the show if we choose your comments. We also would ask that you, if you're over there on YouTube, go and hit that magic subscribe button for us, would you?
Go ahead and like us. Wait, no, subscribe.
That button there is the magic that we would need, basically, to see that thing? That big huge red button there. Just hit that thing.
Smack it.
And yeah,
Smack
that would be really helpful to us. Okay. Here we go. These
guys again.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
so,
sometimes girls, so I mean, whatever.
Yeah. We talk about these basically as quickly as we can, get through those on our show so that we can get on to other topics that are probably more interesting to folks.
Sure.
Here.
Yeah,
but,
let's get through these people as quick as we can.
We move on, start with the failures to report. Those are the ones that we know, people who have actually been convicted of their crimes, and they've just shown up in our mugshots again for whatever reason. So we'll start with those here.
Mainly because they didn't stay home.
Yeah. That's really about what it is. I mean,
literally, if they would just stay home, none of this.
Yeah. Brandon James Bloomquist, he had a criminal trespass charge, 2nd degree. And then you see the failure to report as a sex offender, and there's a felony and a misdemeanor charge on that one. Also, fugitive from another state. What do you think is up with that one, Mike?
I can tell you what I think.
Okay.
Is possibly we should go ahead and let Brandon James Bloomquist go back to the state he belongs to.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he's a fugitive from another state. How about we give him back?
That would be fine.
I'm just saying.
I think that would be fine.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. Who knows? I'm just saying. I'd give him back. That's what I would be doing with him right now.
All right. Next on our list, Alan Clayton Townsend, arrested on Thursday, May 27th. Had a parole violation, but also some identity theft. I don't know what he was up to. But while he was doing all that, you failed to report as a sex offender. So good job, Alan, pillar of the community.
Yeah. Well, now you know I was trying to get a different identity.
Yeah, doesn't want to be him anymore. Yeah,
I don't want to be me.
Yeah. Benjamin Shelton Mclaren, failure to report as a sex offender. Also parole violation. So I don't know. There was other things that he was probably maybe arrested for, or initially picked up for. These are the charges that stuck. So, yeah.
Good grief. Benji, stay home, bud.
Yeah, that's their advice. It seems to be pretty much all we can really offer anymore. Michael Maurice How do you say that last name, Mike?
Schwamlin, Shamil, Shamal, Hassenpfeffer. Wait.
Incorporated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, failure to report as a sex offender, but he was also picked up for the main reason, criminal trespass. So, yeah, he's just another one of those that was picked up for another reason, then winds up on the mugshots again because he had failed to report. So
register and make sure your address is up to date, Michael.
That would help, yeah. All right. And that takes us, Mike, then to the alleged sex crimes. So
that's true, because the other people, we already know they committed sex crimes. That's why they have failure to report.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do we got here? What do we got?
Well, the first on our list is this guy. Holy moly, look at all those charges there. So,
wow.
Yeah.
He needs a good lawyer.
Yeah, that's 20 child sex abuse charges there, Mike.
Yeah, encouraging child abuse.
Encouraging child sex abuse, yeah.
These usually mean...
For Brian Glenn Ritchie, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that charge usually refers to having pictures or videos that involve pornography with children.
Okay.
So it's not actually a physical thing. It's an electronic, or it could be on paper, I guess. I'm just so used to everything being electronic. Basically, that's what it boils down to, is having, trading them, emailing them, whatever. It's about pictures and movies. Nobody should.
All right, not a good guy. We'll see that. I mean,
we'll see
this
what
still
happens.
has to go through court and everything, but you don't usually get charges like that and get picked up and put in jail for no good reason at all. So,
oh, well, if he didn't do it, we're going to make sure we follow this.
Yeah,
somebody's in trouble.
Yeah. Also picked up Bruce Wayne. Oh,
Bruce Wayne. Batman has
really
let himself go to shit.
He's gone to pot, man. I'm telling you.
He's done. Bruce, you need a new cape. Oh, wait. It says Bailey. There we go.
Bailey, yeah. Bailey. Bruce Wayne Bailey. Oops.
God, what were his parents thinking?
Yeah.
No, I'll name him Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's 9 encouraging child sex abuse charges there for him.
Also, the same thing. Once again, we're dealing with pictures, movies, that kind of thing.
Right. Next on the list, Danny Shane Hicks. Now, look, this is a number of luring a minor charges, 11 of those. And encouraging child sex abuse.
That's good grief. Danny.
Online sexual corruption of a child.
Yeah, I believe the story on this was he got online. It was probably an officer, and he thought he was going to get a hookup with a child, and that never happened.
Oh, one of those setups again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could almost read these charges and paint your own picture of what happened there.
Yeah, it's like a little story going on.
Yeah. Essentially, somebody was trying to get a hookup going there and got picked up, and now you're in your own mugshots there. So way to go there. Moving on, here we also have Michael James Bryant. So
Mr. Bryant. Oh man, those are I'll just have to mention both those are Measure 11 crimes right there.
Yeah. Sodomy first degree times 2. So
yeah, I forget what the deal is on that. It's like 7 years. I don't have it in front of me, but it's in
really?
It's in that arena. It's around 7 years if you get convicted.
Yeah. All right. On to the next. Then Kenneth Wayne Lancaster.
Mr. Lancaster. What's he done?
I don't know. He just kind of looks like he's giving us the old wink right there.
I was just going to say, he's winking at us, or he's winking at the guy that took his picture, like, hey, you got me. Yeah.
Right there, yeah. Holy moly. He's a big behind us, man. Holy.
I mean, just to be fair.
He may have lost his eye.
He may have lost his eye. And without it, he'll never be able to spell Hawaii. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He won't. He won't be able to spell Hawaii. You can't spell Hawaii without 2 eyes.
Bad joke, Mike. Come on, man.
Hey, let's get on to this guy. This guy.
Holy
get on to him.
Okay. Brandon Robert Sadler has display child sexual conduct, online sexual corruption of a child. And then 4 counts of third-degree rape, third-degree sodomy, 2 counts.
Yes. He is, let me look it up so I can be specific, but he has had some changes to his charges.
Okay. Changes in additions, subtractions, change. What do you mean by that?
Well, a little about, there was a lot of math going on, but no division or multiplication.
Okay.
So, Brandon, he now has rape in the 3rd degree, sodomy in the 3rd degree, online sexual corruption of a child in the 1st degree, and display child sexual conduct. So this is interesting. The father of this child that he is accused of abusing.
Oh,
Nope, that's not him.
Yeah, our slides,
That's not him.
messed up.
That's
Sorry about
one-eyed
that.
Willie.
Yeah, okay.
So back to Brandon, yeah. So the guy who's the father of this child, a 14-year-old girl, is what these accusations are from. That man came onto our group and explained how, this told us the story of how this happened and said this man groomed his daughter while this man was supposed to be a good friend of the father's. He was doing some renovation work in their home, changing a bedroom around for his daughter, something about a loft, but he was very adamant about making sure that everybody saw this guy's face and said, the father says, we're not saying this because we weren't there, but the father is saying this man groomed and had sex with my daughter, made her erase her, her social media stuff. Anytime they messaged, he sent an Uber for her one night, according to the father. This isn't us. We don't know anything about it except for what the father said. Right. But it really brought out a lot of comments from people in the community when the father came forward. It was heartbreaking to read his story, and for anybody who wants to read it, it's in the group, Lane County Mugshots Uncensored.
And he just posted right there in the group and told the story.
He just basically told the story about, this man coming into his life, supposedly being his friend, and took advantage of his 14-year-old daughter. Now, I'm hoping this guy, hoping the evidence is strong.
Rat bastard, man.
I don't want to see this guy back on the streets again. But at any rate, so that's it. No?
We do have a few more, Mike.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, sorry about that. This was a busy week. Moving on, we have also Jamie Patrick Hinshaw.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
His charges basically are sex abuse in the 1st degree ×2 and 1st degree sexual penetration. Also, after that, we have...
No, there's more?
There's another one. And this guy is the only one that has, one charge, man. I hate to say it, but it almost this guy looks good compared to the rest of them, man.
He does. I actually looked this charge up the other day, coincidentally. Yeah. And, it can mean a number of things, but it can be unwanted sexual touching.
Okay.
And this may boil
3rd degree
down,
sex abuse.
Yeah, and I'm not making excuses for this guy. This guy needs to keep his damn booger pickers to himself.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
But it could be grabbing a woman's buttocks or trying to touch her breasts or something is also part of what this charge could be. But if you're curious, look it up. It's pretty easy to look these up. You just type in sex abuse 3rd degree and then the letters ORS. Then that lets Google know you want to know what the Oregon Revised Statute.
Okay, yeah, definitely add the ORS part to your search.
Yeah, because every
my recommendation.
Every state, different stuff.
Yeah.
So that's it. So we got some news to move on to, or headlines, something good.
Well, Mike, we also had This one here.
Oh, yeah.
Today. So
How could I forget Jeremy Gray, the ice cream truck driver?
Right. Anyway, Jeremy Gray has the oops. Let's get the right slide up there.
There we go.
Display of child sexual conduct and sodomy in the first degree. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, several members said he drove a ice cream truck around neighborhoods.
Right.
I don't know if that has anything at all to do with his charges. Nevertheless, he drove an ice cream truck.
Yeah. Mike, that actually does take us to the end of our sex offenders. So we, for them, give the sad horn. And now for this, we want to go ahead and do the countdown, Mike.
Oh, no.
How many?
Wait, you got to do this to me every week now?
I get real thrills out of this, Mike, to be honest with you. It's exciting to me.
We went through these. You think I would know, but I'm over here going like, oh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, I was going to go my time stop. Maybe I could Google this.
Yeah.
I can't call a friend.
Yeah.
I think you're the
and
only
we added
friend I have.
some of those had like 10, 12, 14 charges.
I'm going to go with 12. Well, because the last two numbers on the countdown are 1
Is that your final answer,
2.
Mike?
Yeah, 12. It's the best you get.
All right. Well, let's find out. Yeah, sorry, Mike.
Where's something I'm used
You're
to.
familiar with.
I'm familiar with this.
Yeah, the correct answer today, Mike, was 15.
Yeah, you can say it like the Jeopardy people. Oh, we were looking for 15.
We were looking for 15.
We're looking for 15. Yeah, that was dumb and obvious.
You should have known, man. You should have known. Well, anyway, that takes us to 132.
Holy cow! I mean, how many days we into the year? Do we know?
157, actually. So yeah.
Hey, at least we don't have like 160.
Right. But it's almost a 1 for 1, almost one a day. Not quite. We're so. But sad to say that
more than every other day.
We aren't even including Springfield yet. So in those figures. So.
Oh wow! Wait till we do that.
Yeah. Mike, this also came up. This one here. This is just because it's related to some of the sex abuse and things like that. This guy was actually going to be released soon, is what I'm understanding. So
very soon. Looks to be he will be released very soon. Yeah, that's not good.
And he was actually put in for a couple of different charges, but one of them was dismissed. So
it was. I believe all we have left on him is the. Let's see, what are the 2 charges we got there?
Yeah, he only went to jail for the so the sexual penetration charge was dismissed, as I understand it.
And he was guilty of the sexual abuse in the first degree.
Sexual abuse in the first degree charge.
This is actually a very early mugshot. In between the Lane Today days, this was the Eugene Daily News days. And you can kind of tell because his middle name is spelled wrong, so that's how I usually.
Oh, is that really?
That's how I can usually tell if it was from the Eugene Daily News days.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, he's a Cottage Grove resident. Will probably be released to Lane County, and maybe go to sponsors for a while, but then be set free to roam around Cottage Grove.
Right.
So just might want to keep that in mind when you. Walking around on the streets of Cottage Grove here.
All right, well, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. Now, Mike, this guy here came up, and this was a kind of an interesting. So I know that we're done with the offenders that, and we've gone through that list, but this still, and the last guy and then this guy are still kind of like they're offenders, and we're following up now on some stories. So he was sentenced.
He was.
And no, he's not from Lane County, but from Douglas, I believe.
True.
Yeah.
But it brings up a good point. Whenever we bring up sex offenders or they're going to trial or they're being released, people are like, Oregon, so gentle with their, sentencing. And this guy takes the cake for sentencing 300 years, specifically 300.5 years. If you do the math, that doesn't necessarily mean the amount of time he'll spend because he's got time served, but
I find that interesting. I've read some other stories, and they had it calculated out as 275 years. But you're saying 300.5. That seems very specific. Explain that, if you would, Mike.
So I went through, and I mean, here's the deal. If he's got some, I mean, like it matters. I mean, let's just say this first. First off, okay, so somebody else said 275. I'm saying 300.5. Here's the deal. He won't be in for either one of those numbers. So we're not even really, there really isn't an argument. This man will die in prison. But, for the sake of accuracy, I don't know how they came upon those. I took the literal amount of time they said for each offense, did some math, and it comes up to exactly 300.5 years.
Okay.
300 years, 6 months. And once again, that doesn't count. Yeah, it doesn't count the amount of time. Yeah,
long time. Yeah,
you could say he's going to be there for 115 years, and it doesn't even matter. But yeah, I quick little math, and it came out to be 300.5.
He's got a boatload of charges, Mike. Here, I'm going to bring them up here real quick. Oh,
gee, yeah,
holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, see that? Look at that. Yeah,
yeah, that's huge. The number of charges that he has is mind-boggling.
It's
30 is what I see here, and a lot of sodomy, a lot of sexual abuse. So all of those, and those are the charges you say that he was convicted of.
That's what he was convicted of. Yeah. There was actually more charges. Those are the ones he was convicted on.
Wow.
Those. That's it.
That's crazy.
But yeah. I mean, I don't know, 300.5 years, 150 years. It don't matter. But
now he obviously isn't going to spend 300 years in prison.
He isn't, but he isn't getting out alive. Yeah. He literally will be there till death.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, we'll bring this up here. Somebody had asked this question. We go ahead and cut over here and just show it here that they wanted. And this is the way that you had calculated
this. This is my math. If there's somebody out there that can give me a better number, a more accurate number, I'm more than willing to entertain that. But I mean, it said in the article he had 11 charges that were 300 months apiece. He had 3 charges that were 75 months apiece. He had 145-month charge and 136-month charge.
Interesting.
And so I came up with, 3,606 months. You divide that by 12, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, if he has some that aren't measure 11, then there can be some, you could say whatever you want, but I guarantee you, no matter what number you come up with, he dies before that number comes.
Yeah, totally.
So, I mean, and that's really the point here, folks. But it's still spectacular. I mean, how many times do we see a sex offender getting sentenced 300 years? Although they did put Christopher Hare in, his said life without parole. For life.
Wow.
His
no
was
kidding.
Just, you're done. You'll die in prison.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But that's that, yeah.
Yeah. Mike, I haven't even been paying attention to the comments, but we've had a few in here.
Yeah. People are trying to talk to us.
We've got someone here, Greg McVeigh, which says, I just want to say thank you to all the first responders out there. Stay safe and watch your six.
Watch your six.
Yeah. We also have Brandy Long. Hi, guys. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Well, we are. Thank you.
Yeah, this Brandy. Is what we like to do.
Appreciate that. This is our thing. We definitely enjoy doing that. And let's see, what else?
Brandy Long.
Yeah, I'm going to put this one up anyway. I was blocked from LCMU 6 years ago. Can I possibly get unblocked, please? Mike Early, is that how you say his name? We'll take a look at that, Mike.
We'll get some of the team to look you up, Mr. Early.
Yeah.
And we'll see what it is that we blocked you for doing. Because the coolest thing about Facebook is it's all in there. So
yeah.
We can figure it out. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, Mike. Sorry.
Yep, totally appreciate that. Yep. So, moving on to some other stories here. There we go, Mike. And another one of those Seinfeld
I know,
base
right?
cutovers that you love so much. This is the fatal shooting and stabbing that happened here just recently. Yeah,
Well, actually, I think he's still alive. It says the shooting victim.
It wasn't
suffered.
fatal. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I said fatal. That's incorrect.
He's alive. You know who you are. You can call in and tell us you're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell us. You guys, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know much about this one here, but it does appear somebody had a disagreement, right?
Yeah, so we really don't get much from, for whatever reason, and I'm not knocking them, but Springfield really hasn't gone into details about this. But I can give you the really short rundown. Two guys start fighting. One guy starts stabbing the other guy, and the other guy shoots him. Really, that's all we know. Yeah. We don't know what caused it. We don't know if the stabby guy was trying to defend himself against the knifey guy. We don't know anything. We literally know that a man started stabbing another man, and the man who was getting stabbed shot the man who was stabbing him. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that's about all the news that we get. And
I know, right?
Eventually, at some point, we'll find out that something else,
that's maybe, like going to your mechanic and you're like, my van won't run. And they're like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what happened? It's not running, sir. At any rate.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
The devil's in the details, for sure.
I'd sure like to know what happened there.
Yeah.
It's probably over a woman.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that.
Now, I had, so going through the group, I was pulling up slides or trying to pull up information for slides. So, Mike, I don't know a whole lot about this one. I'm hoping that you do.
Well, this is another one. I mean, we know the names of the two people that are deceased, but we don't specifically know what happened. I mean, Lane County Sheriff's Office said they failed to negotiate a curve.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is that the feeling I get from this motorcycle accident may have happened way early in the morning, and they weren't found till what is, I believe, around 6:30 or so in the morning.
Somebody was going out to check their mail, and then
one of the residents there went out, check his mail and found the motorcycle. Called the sheriff's department. They came out. They found two deceased people that were. By all accounts, they were very much loved in the motorcycle community. I just kind of leave it at that.
Yeah.
But they were very popular people, and it's a shame.
Yeah, it's really too bad.
It's Chad, and I'm sorry if I ruin this last name, people. I only get one chance at this. Chad Isley and his passenger, 24-year-old Mila Zelazny.
Zelazny.
I'm sorry.
Both. Yeah, that's as close as I would get with that. But yeah.
Yeah, and we apologize when we ruin people's names. We're not trying to make fun of anybody.
No.
It's literally the funny is on us. We don't know how to pronounce these names. That's us.
Right.
And we're doing our best.
Yeah.
Some of these we can look up and figure out how to do them. I think our next story, we had to look some guy's name up to figure out how to pronounce it.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to that story, Mike, here. This Springfield police officer has been terminated.
He's
what
done.
do we know about him? Yeah.
Mr. Rosales, formerly Sergeant Rosales, was terminated on May 10th concerning sexual misconduct allegations. The note sent by the acting interim chief of police, Mark Nywert, to Rosales said, after reviewing the investigation findings, including your admission of misconduct, I have determined that you engaged in conduct that constitutes egregious violations of city and departmental policy. And he was let go. And this has to do with, from what I've gathered, there was a female officer, and something about other officers or one officer, maybe they were sleeping together. There were some pictures involved, and then these pictures were shared among officers, not necessarily all of them.
Right.
But it stems from that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's what I got from
Yeah. And the people that have the anti-police mentality are, in this case, probably vindicated, in that particular regard, because they're seeing that kind of bad side that happens not just in any, I would say not just with police, but in any profession it can happen. But
anything.
yeah,
I mean,
unfortunately,
some of this, it gets ridiculous when
Right.
they're like, all cops are bad because they all know. I mean, I worked at companies where people were stealing stuff, and I didn't know who was doing it, but we certainly knew. They would give us, tell us, well, $5,000 worth of materials were stolen from the shop. It doesn't make me bad. I didn't take them. But I mean, I'm all for this. I mean, if you're a bad cop, you should be done. It should be
absolutely.
over. You should be out. You should lose your pension. I mean, there should be punishment that fits this criminal whatever.
Springfield did the right thing here.
Good police.
Terminated this.
Yes.
This guy, doesn't belong amongst our trusted, public officials.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of why we have an interim chief for Springfield is a lot of what the trouble has been.
Yeah, makes sense for sure. Yeah. Mike, moving on, we also have this one that came up. This, I'm hoping you know a little bit about this.
I do, and I will try to put it as delicately as I can, being she is she didn't have a trial, but that her charges have been, terminated. She's been found guilty of some things and sentenced to some things. But this case is over, so I'll try to be careful with what I say. She was originally charged, with 2 counts of manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide, among other things. She was watching a toddler, a very young child, and this child, from what we're learning now, had some type of medical emergency. And we really don't have any information as to what it was and what caused it. But it's obvious he had a medical emergency. Nicole here claims she started to do CPR on them, on this child, trying to do life-saving, actions. And but then someone came to her house that, according to her, was picking up a child. According to other news sources and people, somebody came to her house to pay for childcare, so she stopped performing life-saving actions and took the money or gave the child or both, and then went back. This case is so shrouded in just...
Now, I understand the family is not happy with the results of this.
Family is very unhappy.
Very unhappy, yeah.
They have a civil suit for $9.3 million that includes a ton of people. Well, not literally a ton, but it includes a lot of different people and agencies that they feel were responsible for how this came to be. Evidently, Nicole had some problems. She was a state-certified child care, and there'd been some problems in the past about how she was having infants sleeping, if I remember right. But anyway, yeah, the parents are very upset.
Mike, I think we're back after a short delay. It says here that our broadcast is still going, but we lost our internet for like a couple of seconds. So
we're back. I had to go run and get a pizza, and no, that's not it. The internet just literally failed.
Where the hell is that pizza, Mike? I could go for that right now.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's,
All right.
But we're back.
We were talking about this case, and I think we had just about finished up here, and we were about to move on.
We were talking about Nicole.
Mm-hmm. And I think you were pretty close to finishing that one up, unless there was anything else.
She ended up being, and I don't know at what point we lost our internet, but at any rate, she was sentenced to 30 days in jail. She has 3.5 days, which equal 4, any part of a day. So she has 4 days. So she has 26 days to serve and 3 years of probation. And the parents are basically livid. I don't know where we broke off with this.
That's right. I think right about there. The parents just aren't happy, and people aren't happy about that situation at all.
But there's a $9.3 million lawsuit to, I don't know,
Holy
remind
crap.
these people that a lot of bad things happened during this.
Yeah.
During all this.
Oh, I know. We were also going to hit some of the questions that were coming up in here, and there is that.
Anybody say, where'd you guys go?
Yeah,
Anybody even
actually,
miss us?
we did have that. So
can you write a comment? Is us on there? Because you've got a different thing than me.
Linda Thomas said that we've lost our sound, but hopefully our sound is back as we.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear us? Come on.
I hope so. Anyway,
we're not muted, are we?
Yeah. Somebody regarding the police officer story that we were just recently chatting about.
What did they say?
Yeah, basically the comment there is that he was an EPD officer before being in Springfield. Officer, I did not know that.
Now it looks like he is possibly gonna be somebody.
PD, yeah.
I don't know. He may be somebody that you tell, supersize, or know, I need extra fire sauce with that.
Eva Fleming asks, quick question. Why do 40% of the cops have domestic abuse charges from beating their wives or girlfriends? I don't know what the statistics.
There's a way bigger picture you need to look at, because that 40% is taking all the cops everywhere. Instead of breaking it down to, is that what's going on in your area? So I can understand where that comes from, but I mean, that's specifically when you break it down to where you're at. I think you need to get better information to justify saying that.
Right.
For your specific area. Is it true? I'm sure it's true. I'm not even going to try to debate any of that. I
don't know the statistics there.
And what are the statistics for lawyers or mill workers or people that rebuild transmissions or whatever? I mean,
true that, yeah.
I think we often forget that there are a whole nother bunch of people out here that work for a living that might also have preclusions for problems. I don't know.
But I don't dismiss the question. Certainly somebody brings up a...
No, we're not dismissing your question, but I think that if you really want to break that down, you want to talk about the Eugene, the Eugene Police Department, Springfield Police Department, Oak Ridge, our local ones, then I think we need to do a little more digging to get specifics about our area.
I would like to see the data on that. So, Mike, we have another question that came up here. Question: what does a silver alert mean?
A silver alert. This is a good question. That's why we let it into the group. A silver alert is when an elderly person, and I believe the ORS definition is 65 and older, but it may apply to younger elderly people, if that makes sense. It's like jumbo shrimp, but it's when an older person is missing and they're very much endangered due to whatever their circumstances are prior to being missing.
Okay.
So so it's used like an Amber Alert is used for children. A Silver Alert means be on the lookout for elderly, a senior.
And we actually have one. Actually, this came up in the group, I noticed. So,
we do.
Yeah, okay, so this would be a good illustration of that. Then.
It is, perfectly. Ralph Davis Brown is a legitimate Silver Alert. On the way up here, we're coming down I-5, and the big old signs, that usually say, it's a 4-minute trip to Cresswell from this spot. They have Ralph Davis Brown's name.
Oh, you saw the poster up now. Okay.
And I believe a short description of the vehicle flashes up there. Not a picture of it, but a description of it.
It says white male, age 76, 5'10", 210 pounds, white hair, blue eyes, missing the tip of his right pointer finger. That might be... some distinction that would maybe help spot, anyway, may have trouble finding his way home, shuffles when he walks. Anyway, that's the description that we're seeing here, so throw that back up on the screen.
Yeah, we have a 2014 Nissan Sentra. It appears to be kind of a aqua blue or greenish kind of color. It's hard to tell from pictures. I'll go with blue. But the plate number is 319 KQV. Just in case you have to be traveling around, if you see that, please alert wherever you are. Alert local law enforcement.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh, and Mike, moving on. This one here.
What do we get? Is this one of those pictograms?
Yeah.
Am I going to be a loser again if I don't figure this out? I mean, come on.
Let's show people this so they can see what I put it through on the screen here. This is
There we go.
Yeah.
We all know what this is. It's
this is your word picture puzzle for the day.
container battery.
Yeah.
No, this is assault and battery, folks.
Yeah, sorry. This is my weak attempt at humor. Assault and battery. This came up in the group, Mike. Somebody was wondering about that because you don't see assault and battery. Like you see assault, but you don't see battery in the Lane County mug shots or any really that we've had.
Not really here in Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't feel that anywhere in Oregon has a assault and battery. Specifically worded ORS or
why is
city
that?
code.
I
don't know because I bet somewhere they still have assault and battery.
Right.
I think that it used to refer to like assault. You assault somebody, but then you continue to, and so that's battery. But I'm actually not sure on that because what Oregon has for our statutes is varying degrees of assault.
Okay. So
And obviously, I mean, if you start from worst to the least offense, then you start with, assault 1, and that's nearly killing somebody.
okay.
I mean, it's right, like, it's just a hair below attempted murder. I mean, you basically, for all intents and purposes, almost killed somebody, and it may have not been attempted murder. But, and we run down to assault 4, and we have assault 4, misdemeanor, and felony. Felony is if it's a domestic issue, a family issue, children sought. But we also have city codes for these. So you'll see in our mugshots, you'll see
So
an
what that
ORS.
is, city, they're not actually Oregon charges, they're city charges?
They're municipal
Municipal,
codes
okay. All right, that
for
makes sense, yeah.
specifically like for our city, Eugene. Well, actually, that's not even where we're at right now. But at any rate, I'm sure Cresswell has some municipal codes that could be, you could be charged with those.
Right, okay. Gotcha.
It's basically the same meaning, but you're getting a municipal charge, which goes to municipal court.
Okay. And assault 4 is almost just about anything. Right? Spitting in someone's face could be assault 4.
Yeah, people are constantly saying what it will constitute. The law itself, really, the way it's written, is pretty broad, and it could include spitting. And there's been a lot of controversy, people talking about this. If that is what assault 4 could be. I just don't have information on that. If somebody wants to call a lawyer and ask him, that's fine. Yeah. But the law itself really doesn't go into detail about spitting on somebody. But yeah, one of our members got into somewhat of a dispute.
Right, yeah. And was asking.
And some of these questions came up.
Right,
so
yeah.
We thought we'd cover them today.
All right. We also wanted to take a moment to just take so a few good things do happen now and then. The function for Junction that happened, and you were there, Mike. Didn't you check that out?
I was. It was great. We went Friday night to see the all years. They include any year you wanted to go have in the cruise. And then we also went yesterday, and we went there really early, had breakfast at Pop's Diner, walked around, looked at all the static, the parked vehicles that were showing, and it was great. I mean, I just had a great time. Lots of people walking around having a good time. It felt like we were back to normal again for, one whole day.
Yeah, right.
Well, we went in the morning, and then we went back home for a little bit, and then came back in the evening to watch the cruise.
Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah.
It was really, there were so many cars. I believe they came close to having 700 cars.
Wow.
If not more. Last place, I think they were near that, and I think the record was around 500 before that. So what little I do know, this was a record year for the function for Rockford Junction, and wow, it was a good time was had by all. We really enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah, it's nice to hear about good things happening. We talk about so much crime, but Mike, this is really up your alley because you work with cars, you work restoring cars. It's kind of like this is your. I mean, besides the mug shots, this is what you're all about, man.
This is what I've done for over 40 years. Everybody's like, "You're the mugshot guy." I mean, when you're a failed cop or lawyer, no, this was an accident that we came into. But I mean, I went to college for auto metals and auto paint, and I've been doing this, since I was a teenager. So this is really what drives one of my passions, and now it's kind of more of a hobby, but it's a passion of mine. But there were several cars there that I've done work to. It was awesome.
I like this graphic in the lower left corner. My good friends from a long time ago, Dwayne and Sarah. Good to see you guys. That was awesome.
I just want to say one more time before we're gone. This is not a plug. Nobody is giving us any money. And in fact, they might sue us for recommending you go there. We don't know. We don't have their permission or anything. But Pop's Diner in Junction City. I had an amazing breakfast there with my family. It was amazing. And their service was awesome. That place was packed. As soon as the table, people got up to leave, that table was full again. It was packed.
Wow.
Packed.
Yeah,
and their
I'm sure it was. Yeah, it doesn't actually surprise me too much.
I've been to places where there was me and two other people trying to order, and I've had worse and slower service. Pop's Diner was phenomenal. My breakfast came. It was delicious. I just got to tell you. And once again, they are not paying us anything. In fact, they may tell us, don't talk about us.
Please don't do that anymore. Yeah.
Hey, you want to quit talking about us? We don't like y'all talking about us.
Sure.
But I'm just telling you, go to Pop's Diner in Junction City. I recommend it.
Right on. Mike, that takes us to our neighborhood watch tip of the week, right? Yeah. So
don't wear a mask if you're going to be on camera.
You're right. That's the thing. Is that is it like really? Does everybody think that the bad guys always wear the black and the mask and all that?
I know, right?
It's
I know,
like
right?
the stereotypical whatever. But
I was going to go skiing, but I decided to burglarize a home. Lucky me. Yeah.
So what do we mean by reporting suspicious activity, right? So does that mean going on Facebook and telling everybody about it, or what does that mean?
I mean, you can do that. I mean, but I think there's a few other things you should do first.
Yeah. Well, like possibly call the cops and tell them, maybe.
Police.
I don't know.
I mean, they're always encouraging people. You see something suspicious, you don't have to go out there and try to deal with it. I mean, we have folk that aren't equipped to go outside and deal with somebody trying to steal a car. I mean, what are you going to do? So you're going to get injured, killed? Call the police.
Yeah. It actually might be a bad idea to put it on social media, and it's kind of depending on the situation or whatever, but it's say, for instance, that you do go ahead. Oh, hey, Mike, I'm sorry. We see that our guy for NLM says, hey, brother. So he was trying to get a hold of us, maybe.
Oh, is our phone program working, or did it?
It should be, but I haven't heard anything call in. So
I haven't heard anything yet.
Tell him, give us a call. We'd love to hear from him.
So that number again, Robert in Bakersfield, California. You can call us at 541-255-3665. Operators should be standing by. I don't know why it wouldn't be working, but I mean, it's our luck. We finally get somebody super cool on the show, and the phone just.
But
keep trying, Robert.
Yeah, if
we appreciate it.
We would hope that you can get in. Back to the suspicious activity and the Facebook thing. Yeah. So the thing about that is that occasionally, like, you might come into a situation where the crime is in progress. And if you report about it on Facebook, then that might be alerting those people to the crime in progress, and they'll know that, oh, they're on to us. And so posting in Facebook might not necessarily be a good idea. Another time when you would not want to just post on Facebook is if there is some kind of a danger involved. So if there is an immediate threat or danger going on there, you definitely want to call the cops on that. So
yeah, I mean, they encourage this. And, they also encourage you not to take law into your own hands. I mean, if you feel you're equipped to go out there and stop somebody from stealing a car, I guess you by all means can go out there. No one's going to stop you, but I would recommend that people don't do things like that unless they're specifically trained or feel they can. It's going to create a bigger problem.
For sure. Mike, taking us on to our next segment here. Well, it is...
What do we got? There it is.
What's in Mike's hand?
Yeah.
If we had Paul Schaefer...
I know, right?
We'd have a song, but
Paul would make up a cool little song every time. Well, what is in my hand? It's a track. First off, it's an attractive coffee mug, which you, as a viewer, could purchase from our website, LaneCountyMugshots.com. But besides that, what we have in here is some Irish whiskey. Let me go peek down in the basement and see if I can grab that. It might be loud. There's a live band.
Go get it, Mike. There it is. Yeah, he's grabbing that. Oh,
here we go.
What is that, Mike? No.
It was full. I think Paul Schaefer drank most of it. Yeah. What we have here is Paddy's Old Irish Whiskey, blend of grain, malt, and pot still. It's from Cork, Ireland. It's a great sipping whiskey. It's not harsh.
Not bad, yeah.
It's not cheap. So it's...
And here's me.
Down great.
This is when I went over to the Crestwell liquor store yesterday to pick that up, and that was one of the things that became recommended. So,
I believe we have a call, Kevin.
Do we?
Yeah, I don't know why it's not ringing, but
no way, it is ringing.
Look at this. We have a call.
Let's see if it'll come in here.
Hey, we're sorry, Robert. You had to tell us you were calling.
You're on the air with Lane County Mugshots. Can you hear us?
Yes. Hello.
Oh, this is awesome. This is working. This is perfect. Welcome to the show. You're on the air with Mike and Kevin, and you're our guest. So I'm going to let Mike lead this interview because he's the guy that...
Yeah, for those that don't know, this is Robert. Him and his crew drive around the streets of Bakersfield, California with a scanner, and they go to, crashes, house fires, shootings, chases. Chases are the best. And they film this and let people, watch live as they do it. They have NLM Entertainment in Bakersfield. Robert, how did you get started doing this?
Oh, man, guys, first I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be on your guys' show. I appreciate that. It all started, man, with just watching. There was a guy going live. He was live streaming a protest when all the protests was going on, and I checked him out and stuff, and I was in his chat real frequently, just clowning around, just keeping the chats going and flowing. And just one day he called me out of the blue, or he messaged me actually on Messenger, and he asked me, hey, how would you feel about going on ride along? So I was like, yeah, man, I was stoked because, I've never done anything like that before. I never even knew nothing about it, until some of the streamers started sprouting here in Bakersfield. But I ended up doing a ride along, and it just took off from there. I loved it, just the intensity of going into the high speed chases and just the adrenaline rush you get from it. It's exciting, man. It's sad too, because sometimes we get some calls that are people, they don't make it and stuff like that. But we try to pry on trying to show basically the world. I mean, first it just started off as local. We just wanted to show everybody that was in our backyard, what's going on, and it just blew up from there. Now we're nationwide and global. Actually, we have people from Aberdeen, Scotland, from Africa, from just all over the world, Canada. It's exciting, man. And
wow, we're lucky to have you on here. I mean,
now, Robert, we're gonna show a quick video here. This is actually one of your latest videos, so we're gonna just cut over to this real quick, and it's gonna load up, and it's gonna play just for about a minute here. This is from last night, so this was a hit and run, and I'm just gonna post.
This stuff is so addicting.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, for those that are watching, this is what Robert brings,
Tending to a patient now.
And there's Robert's voice there. He's kind of narrates what's going on as it happens.
So this happened last night. You had a guy that like fled the scene, huh?
Yes, it was actually a traffic collision, and for scanner, we started hearing the suspect that caused the accident took off running, and actually some bystanders ran and chased him down and apprehended him until the authorities arrived.
Nice. I always like it when citizens get involved and they kind of help. But yeah, this is I will attest to the fact that I am thoroughly addicted to watching Robert run around Bakersfield. It's like watching cops and live PD put together on more of a way real basis. I mean, Robert pours his soul out. I mean, when things go bad, Robert's, you can tell that he's feeling what's happening, but it is just the best. And even when you're not chasing anything, the comment section just blows up. People are just super friendly in the comments. But yeah, Robert, we love watching it up here. We have quite a few people up here that just
get back to that slide. Yeah, Robert, I have a number of questions for you myself, and I'm just kind of curious: is how do the cops feel about what you're doing?
Well, at first, the police they were a little iffy. Like they would push everybody back, but over time we've formed a relationship with them. So we do support all first responders, firefighters, EMTs, police, and we'd like to just show just how they work. How they save lives, how they're going in there and arresting the bad guys, getting stuff done. And then they don't get enough credit. A lot of firefighters, stuff like that, they don't get enough credit. Nobody really shows, how hard they work, and I feel honored to be able to show that to people, to show them how hard our first responders really work, and the stuff they have to endure. It's insane.
It is. I know you don't really edit what you do. It's live. Sometimes you'll pull the camera away to give people privacy, families, a deceased person, but you've never edited anything the cops have been doing, and I've been watching your show for, I don't even know how long it's been. It seems like forever. I miss it when I miss it, but you're showing the cops being good or bad, and what I've noticed is I just haven't seen, anything where it's like, oh, wow, what the heck were the cops thinking there? Wow, that looks terrible. I mean, I think this is great for people to see. The police aren't as this giant evil industry that are just trying to, make your life hell. I mean, you show it every night that you broadcast that these people are there serving the community.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's just I feel so honored that a person like me, just a regular old average Joe, just picked up a camera one day, and and just started running calls, and it's blown up, man. It's we get a lot of good feedback, and then there's some that don't agree with what we do, and that's okay, like we're just there to give you guys the footage and to let you guys know, like, exactly what's transpiring in our backyard, man. Like, a lot of people didn't even know nothing about Bakersfield until these streamers started sprouting, and now, like, we're going on big platforms, and people are coming down. They want to do documentaries on us, and
oh, really?
It's just insane. Yeah, we got some guys. They're from Stringers Live. It's another forum on YouTube where they just focus on all streamers from. Some are from New York. Some are, or most of them are from here, from town, from Bakersfield. And then it's just crazy, man. It's crazy how everything just fell into place, and
well, speaking of crazy, tell us, what is the craziest thing you've seen out there?
The craziest thing I saw that I've recorded was we actually had a police officer dog killed in the line of duty, and they also they did kill the suspect as well, and that one was pretty big, man. Like, I had the news station guys coming up to me and talking about, out of 34 years, they've never encountered, or they never had the opportunity to film what I filmed. So it's like I was just in the right place at the right time, but that was the craziest call. That, like, it was heart wrenching. You just, multiple shots were being fired, and it was insane, man.
It was. I watched that one live as it happened, and they're carrying the dog, and it is just heartbreaking to see that the canine officer had been and we didn't know at the time, but I mean, if the dog was dead, or if he was going to survive, and it was just like, wow, it was just real emotion and real film. It was incredible.
Yes, it was raw, uncut, uncensored, and unfiltered. We with us at NLM Entertainment, we do like to be as respectful as we can to victims and their families. So we try not to show too much, but
yeah, I noticed that the other night. There was a scene
it's live, so it's hard, to
you guys came on a scene the other night, and I was watching and commenting and as well that basically you kind of realize that this is a little hot. There's some of the people around here that are surrounding the scene are either members of the family or friends or something like that, and so you kind of backed off. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one thing we pride ourselves on is being respectful and to not put any of our team members in danger. So, what I do is I have a partner that will go out and she'll scout. She'll look for a different angle or a different shot, and she'll be like, hey, come over here. You can get a better view here or whatnot. And then she keeps tabs on the crowd, seeing if they're anxious or they're because it's somebody's family member that, for instance, just got shot, and they're running and screaming, and it gets really, really chaotic. And the thing that puts us different from streamers to news outlets is the news outlets don't go out there while it's live and active. Like here in our town, they'll go hours after the scene has already transpired, so they don't have to deal with all the family and stuff like that. At the time that we're there like right in the trenches, right as it goes on, And
that actually puts you in some ways in competition with the actual media, but you guys are literally on the scene and showing things that maybe the normal traditional media wouldn't pick up, huh?
Yes, that's exactly true. Like they've actually the police department actually reached out to some of us local big streamers, and they've actually wanted to sit down with us just to let us know, like, because some of the guys here, they run their camps like a little different. They're really in the scene. They're really, they get too close sometimes, and we pride on staying far away. We got a camera that has a 20 optical zoom. So we don't. There's no need for us to be right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk to you about some of that camera equipment at some time. Mike and I have been thinking about maybe we'd go out and do this. Now, you guys have access to police scanner. That's something we don't have here in Lane County.
Oh, yeah. Here, we're not encrypted or anything like that. So we got pretty much 100% of access of all the channels that are
that'd be
available to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear after watching what you guys do, and I'm not even going to begin to say it's easy, but after watching what you guys do, if we had that scanner access, if it wasn't so encrypted, we would be out at least, I don't know, once a week or once every 2 weeks and try to do what you're doing for our local area. But we just don't have that access, and a lot of times, even in the call logs, it's a little delayed. 2-hour delay for our Eugene police and Springfield. Well, some days they just don't put down the really big, crime scenes or whatever. They don't list them. So you guys, that's a great advantage you guys have.
Have you found?
And also, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, have you found that since you've been doing this, that somehow this has created like an additional level of accountability with the police? Do you feel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. As far as that, yes, it has. We're like an unbiased company. We just want we feel like everybody should go home safe or go to jail safe. So now that the cameras are out,
go to jail safe. I like that.
Changed the dynamic of everything. Like now officers know they are being watched. And, they conduct themselves accordingly. And sometimes the criminals, they see the cameras on them. So they kind of hold back a little too as well, So it's we feel kind of like it's saving lives in a way because, a lot of our reports were people were reporting, officer abuse or whatever, stuff like that. It's dwindled down like dramatically. Like, so you'll get some people that just don't like law enforcement, so
Yeah.
They're always going to have bad things to say, but for the majority of people, we feel like we shifted that to saving lives. Like we're out here, we have a lot of fun, but it's a lot of hard work. A lot of people don't understand the dynamics of it behind the scenes, man. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that nobody sees, and it gets really tough sometimes, but I love it. This is like my passion. Like I love to wake up in the morning and wait for the time when we go live. Like
you do this every night, just about. You're almost always there.
Yeah. Yes. What nights are you off?
We're always in the right spots. We're always in the right spots at the right time.
Yeah, and so what nights again for people, up here in Lane County? And I did put a little post in your neck level media to let people know that you were going to be on our show, and we will cut this section separately so we can post it to your group that you have. But it has just been amazing for us to be able to watch you do what you do, and we realize
it's addictive.
a lot of that hard work you guys do. I mean, that's taking away from your time at home, your family, things that you do. And you guys, I mean, I've seen you before where you're like, it doesn't look like anything's happening. And then you get a call and you're like 2 hours over whatever you thought you were going to do and go home. And it's, as one viewer, I really appreciate that. I mean, you go the extra mile every time.
Thank you. Yeah, we work hard, man. We try to nail it, and that's how we're getting exposure right now. Like we're killing it out here in the streets of Bakersfield right now. Like really, people see a lot of competition. I don't see any at all. Like nobody has the flavor we have. Nobody has the team we have. We come from a very diverse team. We have some that are law enforcement that help us out. We have people from the corporate world that help us out. We have a bookkeeper that keeps track of all the money coming in and out. So we're like a legit business. We're not fooling around out here. We take it.
You're not like a legit business, Robert. You are a legit business, and we appreciate what you're putting out. I mean, it's not just entertainment. It's good for your community. I mean, us here, we're up in Lane County, Oregon. For anybody that's going to be listening later and wondering why are we interviewing Robert, but I mean, we're literally addicted to what he does, and for us, it is 100% entertainment, and it's so great to see what's going on. But for your community, we understand what that's like to be providing a service for your community, to see what's happening in your community, and that, I'm sure, is also appreciated where you're at.
Yes, yeah, we got a lot of loyal supporters, and they kind of give us the drive to keep going, because we don't want to let nobody down. Like we love what we do, but we want to keep everybody happy and satisfied. So it takes a lot to be able to accommodate for so many different people from different walks of life, but I think we nail it, man. I think we nail it.
Oh, you guys nail it. And even when it's like dead, like nothing's going on in Bakersfield, it is still a great...
It's still entertaining,
everybody's
for sure.
chatting in your live stream. It's so cool, and it's a lot like a little family of people in that chat. It's
Yes.
I don't know. It's addicting. I'm sorry, Robert. I may have to go to a 12-step program, but it is. We up here enjoy it, and I know that I have so many of our fans that watch you, and it's.
With that, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the Oregon fans, and I want to thank you guys. You know what I mean, for showing us love and support, and just believing in us. Because like I said, that's what keeps us driving, man. Is just knowing that there's people out there that we're touching, like with the one of my partners that I'm with now, she was actually was in a cancer dialysis and all that, and she was in a bad dark place, and I helped her get through it. She expresses it all the time. She's like, you changed my life. You gave me purpose. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm just an average Joe. I'm just a guy that likes to love people and want to see joy and laughter in the world, And even though we show the bad things in society that goes on here, we still try to look at it to a positive way, or just try to reach people and keep them entertained, while they're going through their sickness or they're having a bad day. They come in and you're guaranteed to laugh. You're guaranteed to have a good time. You know, even if there's calls or there's not calls, like we're a real family. You know, like we all look out for each other, and somebody's going through something, everybody will go and reach out to that person, and you know, so it goes deeper than just entertainment, you know.
It is, and we completely understand that. I mean, not only from watching your live streams, but we do different things than you do, but we end up with kind of you know, some of the same results. We post mugshots. Some people don't like them, probably because it's their mugshot, but other people really, you know, a lot of people find it entertaining, and we're not, you know, we're not here to judge people for that either, but I mean, a lot of people like what we do. We post these, we've got a lot of news that comes up, and I see that, you know, there's a lot of times I feel like what you do and what we do is in a way similar for our community. It's entertainment, and it's also, you know,
very informative too.
Very informative. Yeah. It's letting people know basically in real time what's going on in your community, and I think that's one of the reasons I was drawn to start watching what you were doing down there in the very first place. And like I said, I'm addicted now, and
I was like that too, man. I can't get enough. When I'm home on my days off, I'm over there watching other guys out there, you know, and my wife is always on me like, man, it's your day off. What are you doing? Like, you know, but it's just, it's a drug for me, man, and I'm addicted to it. And it just, I don't know. I just love the adrenaline, man. The high-speed chases are my favorite. Like, everybody knows, like, when my voice changes when we're in a high-speed chase, and it's just, I don't know. It feeds off the people, you know. It just, I don't know. It's contagious.
Yeah, the money shots. I mean, you know, anybody that's been, anybody that's watched Robert filming and has been in the chat knows it's all about the money shots. And that's not saying that Robert is making big money off these shots. It's just, it's a term, you know. That's the money shot.
Yeah, that's a term. That's all it is. Like people sell their footage here. We don't sell our footage to the news. We allow them to share it as long as we get our credit and our shout out. That's all we want, you know. Like our viewers, they take care of us, you know. Like they get gas in our tank for maintenance, stuff like that, you know. And people that start a company know, like within the first year, you're not gonna make nothing. You know, people think, oh, I'm making hundreds and thousands, and it's not. It's not true. It's not accurate at all. You know,
trust us, we know, Robert.
I don't try to portray that you know I'm making billions and millions. You know, I don't. I'm a very humble person. I come from a very humble family, so it's, you know, I just use what I was installed as a kid, you know, and to others, you know, just share love and laughter, and that's what my goal is. That's what my mission is to bring joy, laughter, entertainment, and, you know, just all of it wrapped up in the little bundle. Yeah,
that's kind of where we are with what we do up here in Oregon, and I think that's why we're so drawn to what you do. It just really got us. We got it, and we enjoyed it.
Well, Robert, you've made some.
I appreciate you guys.
You bet. Yeah, you've made some new fans. We've actually had some people commenting. They want links to your show. They just say they're loving this segment of the show. So we really appreciate you being on, and we hope that you'll come back again. Mike, you had another question.
We really do want to have you on again, and maybe, you know, some of your team also. But I do want to say one thing, and you will empathize with us here, is, you know, we are Lane County Mugshots Uncensored, so we're really specific like you guys are. I mean, you're not filming San Diego, you're filming Bakersfield and that surrounding area. So you're doing what we do as far as, you know, the location. And we always, I mean, if unless I miss it, we always share your stream. And we get people that are like, why in the hell is this on here? And I'm like, you can just scroll right the F past it if you like, you know. But there are so many people that love it. But, you know, I just got to say, you know, haters are everywhere. And I just want to let people know, anybody on our area here, is that Robert does this down in Bakersfield, and the reason we don't do it here is we don't have access to being able to even come close to bringing you any footage of what goes on here because of, you know, our radio chatter is encrypted.
We'd have a tough time. There's some stuff that we can get from the internet that's a little bit real time, but most of this, and that's only Springfield, I think. So
barely. Well, our show would suck so bad if we did what Robert did. It would just be like, so there's 8 episodes of us sitting in front of the Jack in the Box. And,
I was going to say our donut shop, right?
and then there's like 4 minutes of us looking at a really cool accident, and that's it. It would just suck so bad. But we appreciate you, Robert. I mean, you bring a lot of entertainment to people in our area, and I know that because when I get on your stream, people are like, I'm up here in Oregon. Where's this? What's going on? And I'm like, hell yeah. Thank you for watching what Robert does.
I appreciate you guys, helping me out too, man. The word of mouth, it gets out there, and that helps me out a lot too. I'm not real too heavy on people donating, but if they would love to, I appreciate that too. But it's just more for just to have fun. It was a hobby that turned into something serious. Like we didn't know where it was going to go. We just picked up the camera. I kind of had a feeling of what to do already because, like I said, I was with this other guy, and something happened. Financial thing, and I seen some things happening and that he couldn't answer to, so I left, and so I had already started a foundation while I was with him. I started gaining followers, and a lot of them came along with me. I have a lot of heavy supporters that I had there, that I didn't even know I had. Like, I didn't know I was making an impact like this on people, and they're like, dude, you helped me get through this, you helped me get through that. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty exciting when you think you're just in your little bubble, and then you start seeing these people from the outside going, like other countries being like, this is so exciting. Thank you.
Your impact is beyond what you even knew to begin with. That's awesome.
Yes. And that's what throws me away. I'm flabbergasted, just on the love and support I get. Like I'm just, like I said, I'm just an average guy. Like I didn't. I don't expect, I've never come from I was on the other side of the law, for so long, and I grew up and you know what I mean? I was in the gang stuff. I did all that stuff, and now, I want to make a change. I want to do something good, I want to give back, like I took so much stuff from my state, my county, whatever, just all the bad things I did. So now I want to give it back. I want to give people joy and laughter. That's all I want to do. I want to try to give back for what I've taken.
Well, you're definitely making. Entertainment-wise, everybody that tunes in. But as far as like your area, you're making a difference when other criminals watch what you're doing. Then they gotta be like, oh crap, Robert might be and what is Robert? I don't remember if this guy is Bakersfield Police or Kern County, but you guys have this phenomenal giant of a man, and I believe it's Kern County Sheriff's Department. But there's some guy that's nearly 7 foot tall, and possibly just the sight of that guy might make criminals decide, hey, maybe we just stay home tonight and not burglarize the neighbors. But there's people that have actually filmed before, right? And I post my videos on a group that we have here locally. It's called the Kern County Scanner Group. What they do is they just portray scanner calls. People listen to scanners and so I shared my footage in there. Like I do that every day. The next day I'll edit. I'll crop all my videos or whatever, and then I'll put them on there. And I had this one viewer. She started talking crap to me, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, what's going on here? And she was like, take my video down. That's disrespectful. You don't have no right. It's against the law. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to misinform you, but I'm within all my legal rights. We're allowed, anybody in public, we are allowed to film, and officers, it's the same way. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of people that are misinformed. They
they think they know the law, but they really don't.
Oh yeah, we get that a lot, Robert. I mean, we don't post up videos, but we're posting up mugshots, and we get people going, "You do not have the legal right to put up my image," and we're like, "Yeah, we do."
Guess what? You're going to get an education now while we're at it. So.
You need to remove my mugshot because my children and my work are going to find out about this, and we're kind of like, yeah, they're gonna anyway, and we're not doing anything illegal.
No.
And we do like you.
Right.
Yeah, we do what you do. I mean, we follow the law, and for us, we have a little different laws. I mean, we post mug shots. You post live video. There's no taking that back. It happened. Mm-hmm. But, if people, they get acquitted or something's dropped and they
we'll
show us that paperwork, then we remove their mug shots. It's free. There isn't a cost. There is no cost involved. But it's we understand that getting that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but we understand that getting that hate mail. You can't film me. You need to take that down. Yeah, we did, and we're not.
I get that a lot. Like there's people. It's not all white picket fences. Like there's.
Oh no.
I get handfuls of those people that come in and just go crazy on me. I'm like, dude, just keep scrolling past. Like nobody's telling you to sit here and entertain what I'm doing. If you don't like it, just carry on about your day.
Yeah, we're kind of that way. We're like, you can scroll past it or you can make a big deal about it, and either way you're gone. But I do want to tell you something, Robert, that Kevin and I are looking into doing the Kern County Jail mugshots.
I was looking at that,
we're in that stage. It's like a beginning stage. We're not like Kevin isn't writing code or something, but we're considering that with the amount of appeal you have going on. It might be interesting for your members to be able to look back at and see what some of these people were actually charged with. We do know that Kern County, where you're at, does not post the mugshots themselves, the picture of the suspect.
We don't.
But they do post the charges and the person's name. So it might be of some benefit.
We get that stuff. We just don't get the mugshots. But that'd be pretty cool too. I mean, if you guys, you know what I mean? Like we can work together or whatever. Like I'm out there grinding, and you guys could just put the pictures of the guys on there.
Well, I mean,
it could be interesting, and it could be a little addition to what you guys offer.
Well, our feeling is that if we start producing mugshots for your area, it doesn't take away from what you're doing. It both, what you do, and if we could do those they're not mug shots, but if we could do that information, that would just add to what both of us are doing. It's, it doesn't take away from what either of us have going on. And we think that people would like that because I listen to your show all the time. And, the cops are right there. This is, Charles David William, and he's 43 years old, and he's assaulted his mom or whatever, and you guys are right there on the scene. I think that people, much like they do here, would like to see, well, what were the charges? What happened? He went to jail, so what happened after that? So
yeah, no, that is good, to because people they want to get information, and they want the most accurate information. You know what I mean? So with that's as we're live on the scene, things do transpire and they do change, but we give them like live over the scanner info, like the stuff that's happening right then and there. We hear on the scanner. We got our dispatch team that stay home. They listen to scanners, and they'll relay me all the information I need. What's the call? Where do I need to go?
Yeah.
What to look out for? It's there's a lot of stuff that goes behind it.
Oh, it's so fun because you guys, when you broadcast, you can hear the scanner, and I got to tell you, so the funniest scanner bit that I've heard was, and I forget what was going on. I think you guys had a bunch of racers, and there was like over 200 vehicles in some certain area. But during the whole thing, there was a lot of confusion going on for law enforcement. And I remember hearing over the scanner through your stream that some guy was like getting hold of dispatch, another law officer. And he was like, what did I say my last location was? And that hit me as being really funny. Like the officer didn't know where he was. And I'm not making fun of him. I can understand, there was a lot going on. Where did I get my last location from? But that to me was probably the funniest call I ever heard over your scanners.
The funniest call that I've encountered, man, was we had a pursuit on a mountain bike.
Oh, no.
Mountain bike. and literally he's driving by, and we pull up right on the street, and he literally passes right behind their car, and the cops are like, stop, and they're all running, and he's pedaling so fast, but the bike's barely moving. Like, you know those mountain bikes when you pedal real fast? And
Yeah. Oh,
That's
so
funny.
he was pedaling fast, and that thing was barely moving. The cops were all trotting, trying to chase him down. They ended up tasering him down the street. That's one of my most funniest calls that we've ever had to deal with. Well, one of the most craziest sound bites that I think we had was it was a 245 with a pizza. So it was an assault with a deadly weapon with a pizza.
Assault with a deadly pizza.
Well, it could be if they got it from Little Caesar. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, man, you can insult me any day you want with a pizza. I'm just going to eat it.
I know, right? Extra pepperoni. Throw it right here. Hopefully it wasn't.
Slap me with the pizza.
I know, yeah. And a 6-pack of beer, I'd be a happy camper.
Yeah. Hey, Robert, we got to wrap it up for the evening here. We could talk to you all night, so we're hoping that we can book a second show with you sometime here in the very near future. But we want to thank you so much for being on.
Just let Mr. Weber know, and you guys, because he keeps in touch with me, so just have him let me know. And
I will let Mr. Weber know, yeah.
I will. Hopefully we can get you on again before you become so famous that, Entertainment Tonight's wanting to get you.
Yeah, pretty soon we're going to look like small potatoes to you, man.
Them guys up.
I thank you guys, man. I appreciate you guys supporting me and my team, and I appreciate you guys putting the word out there for us. It means a lot to us.
Absolutely.
We try. It's a good show, and that's why we recommend it to everybody up here. So Thank you so much, Robert. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you on here. I really appreciate everything you do.
All right, we'll talk to you again soon, Robert. We appreciate that. And Mike, that was a great call. I really enjoyed talking with him.
Oh, Robert's awesome. I mean, if you listen to a show, it's not just these calls. It's Robert. Robert puts his heart and soul into these. And I mean, like I said, when there's nothing going on, listening to Robert and the things everybody starts talking about during the, like you might call it, intermission. But
yep, totally.
It is... I recommend it to everybody. If you're listening to us, rebroadcast or live right now,
yep.
Look for these. It'll be Next Level Media, and we usually put them on. It's the Bakersfield boys and girls, and we recommend you watch it. And we only recommend it because everybody's like, you can't put that up there. It ain't local. Yeah, we know good what's not local, but there isn't anything local like this happening, and these guys, they are worth the watch.
And we had a comment here. It says, Robert is 100% the same guy on film and in person. Warm and funny. Big worm, too? I don't know what that means. Big worm? That's what it says, big worm.
Big worm? Robert, we're sorry about
stick
that.
Stick with warm, not
somebody
worm.
That knows you.
Right on.
But no, this is, we really enjoy it. And for those people that scroll through what we do up here in Oregon and you don't like seeing these, just scroll past it. I mean, you're not going to win an argument with us.
Yeah.
We are going to keep putting these boys up. They are... It's legit, and we love every bit of it. And it's not just what he films; it's Robert and hearing him and his crew. It's awesome.
Well, Mike, we're going to take a quick moment to nod and pay tribute to the Lane County Mugshots Lost and Found group. Cheryl does a fantastic job managing that group and helping find and help families find their pets. Pets find their families.
People who lose their keys, watches, wallets. I mean, farm animals. Whatever.
Yep, totally. Yep.
Once again, as always, with all of our stuff, no UFOs.
Yeah, that takes us pretty close to the end of our show. We just wanted to at least tell people how they can find some of the goodness here, which is all of the stuff you see behind us here. Yeah, that is Zach, Ty, Bryant.
I know, right?
Home Improvement.
You remember him from such shows as I'm a Bad Tool and It's About Time.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that wasn't it.
Yeah. Also want to let people know that they're on our website. You can find all these other cool things like shirts, hats,
our swag. Did we discontinue the blinker fluid?
No, we still have the blinker fluid.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, isn't there something missing? What
I took the blinker fluid off, but there's something else there, Mike.
I noticed. Is that Okay, just let me give it my best shot. I'm not good at this. Is that a Lane County Mugshots vase or vase? I'm sorry.
A vase.
I'm sorry. Is that a Lane County Mugshots
Yes,
vase?
a vase.
Is that a
No,
vase? Or tell me that's a 16-ounce beer stein or
And
something.
we're talking about your shot glass, Mike. We don't have them yet, but that's a
Holy
product
crap.
idea that I'm floating. If people are interested, we could certainly do that.
You can have a mug shot of tequila. You know, we need to make these and just hand them out to the bars and be like,
We could do that.
Mug
But we would
shots.
hope people would buy them too.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
on the other hand, I mean, we're not encouraging people to go to the bar and then drive home. But
Yeah.
mugshot, you could do this at home. Actually, we're not going to give them to any bars.
Well, let's tell people how they can find us on the internet. They probably already know if they're listening to our show, but just in case, we'll let them know that there are multiple ways to reach us on the internet: Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and our own very own Eugene Talk Radio.
Wow, Eugene Talk Radio. Sounds like a television
I know, it's
show.
pretty cool stuff. Yeah, YouTube, Facebook, all those things. And also people can catch us the next time. Our next episode is right here, Season 3, Episode 13, which is happening on
Let me get out of the way.
June 20th. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. June 20th, 2021.
Right, yeah. That takes us to the end of our podcast, Mike, and we are done.
It is. It's been an interesting podcast. We had an internet failure, and we had the boys from Bakerfield.
And we managed to still do that. I am pretty happy about that. So thank
I'm
you.
so happy to have had him on the show. It was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope we see you again on Lane County Mugshots Uncensored.
See ya. Span neuter your pets.
You can find us LaneCountyMugshots.com or LC Mugs that way too.
LC Mugs.
Be sure to like our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Heck yeah. I bet there'll be nothing going on between now and our next show. Our next show's going to be like 4 minutes long.
Nah, probably.